Good afternoon, Rotarians.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Welcome to Halloween Eve. Welcome to the October 30th meeting of the Rotary Club of Des Moines. I'm your president, Tim Lilowitz. As you probably noticed, Kitty has brought us some treats in the pumpkins on your tables, so feel free to take some candy. Tell your table mates a joke before you take it or something like that. So,
Thank you, Kitty.
thank you, as I'm giving out thank yous, thanks to Todd Wheeler for greeting today. Thank you, Todd. Appreciate it. And then also thanks to past President Skeet Wooten, who'll be up here in a minute to give us our moment of inspiration. Reminder that you can sign up to either greet or give a moment of inspiration either online or in the lobby. So with that, past President Skeet, remember Skeet's self-conscious needs a little bit of encouragement to get up here. So make sure you give him a very healthy round of applause. So, Skeet.
Damn me with faint praise. Thank you. As Tim mentioned, tomorrow is Halloween Eve, but tomorrow's Halloween. And kids are dreaming of sugar overload, and parents are dreading sugar overload. Ghosts and goblins will be roaming our city streets. At Morning Fuel on Tuesday morning, we were asked what our favorite costume was when we were kids. Mine was a fireman. There were cowboys and clowns and ghosts. Michael Walnerman's favorite was Spider-Man. Saltzgaber wasn't there, but had he been there, it would have been civil engineer. You're an easy target, though. And Tim, surprisingly, was a Rotary Club president. So. In the American economy, Halloween has a huge amount of economic activity every year. The National Federation of Retail Federation projects that we will spend $13.1 billion this year. Decorations account for $4.2 billion, costumes $4.3 billion, greeting cards. Have you ever gotten a Halloween greeting card? I haven't either, but $700 million, and candy $3.9 billion. The popularity of Halloween decorations has been growing in recent years, with retailers offering a wider range of increasingly elaborate and oversized decorations, as evidenced by the huge skeletons I see on 56th Street. Arguably, the scariest costume you'll see this year is masquerading as a legislator. So, whatever you do for Halloween this year, do it with the confidence of a 4-year-old in a Batman costume. Or in Tim's case, as the president of the Rotary Club. Right. Now, for inspiration, I do strongly recommend that you attend our Morning Fuel coffees. We have, as speakers, members of our own club who tell their personal journey, and I've never left a gathering not having learned something meaningful and profound. We are blessed with incredible members whose stories bring meaning to the 4-way test. So, inspire yourself to attend one of these truly special and meaningful discussions. You will learn something about them that you never knew, and very possibly something about yourself. And you won't be disappointed, I promise. Now, if you would please stand for repeat the Pledge of Allegiance and the 4-way test.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the 4-way test.
Is it true? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Please greet your fellow Rotarians.
Okay. What happened? It's fine. What'd you
It's
do?
like jumped out of the. My bad.
Don't touch my stuff.
I'm out of fun just from trying to run it myself. Jordan, good to see you. There we go.
He was like, oh no, she's got a PowerPoint. Hey Jamie, long time no see. How are you? You doing okay?
Yeah, okay.
Good, good. Just trying to be. my women continue to play golf on Thursday.
Do they?
So that's kind of gotten in my way.
No, you're fine.
But now my shoulder's so messed up that I can't.
What'd you do?
I think it's arthritis. We'll see. I've had it all year too.
But you got to be shutting down the golf here pretty soon.
As long as it's not below.
Well, as long as there's no white stuff on the ground, right? Yeah. Hey, Eric, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah.
Good to see you. Jamie, how you doing?
Thanks, Bob. You're welcome. Hi, Jamie.
Okay. Let's get back to our seats so we give Treasurer Wells enough time for her presentation. As we do every week, we will recognize our guests that are in attendance. So guests, when you hear your name, please stand and remain standing, and we'll recognize you as a group after I'm done announcing everyone. So first, from the Polk County Treasurer's Office here with Treasurer Wells is Cindy Crozier and Charisse Great. We also have Kelly Kruger from the University of Iowa Center for Advancement, go Hawks, and visiting Rotarian from Iowa City, Kelly. Bill Tabor from Tabor Asset Management is a guest of Marnie Hockenberg. And then finally, David Segula from Visage Chair is a guest of Tej Dewan. So thank you guests for joining us. We appreciate it. We do have a birthday in our club. It is Paul Johnson's birthday. I don't think Paul is here today, but if you do have a chance to cross paths with Paul, make sure you wish him a happy birthday. All right, pleased to share an update on our progress on the Edmonds Thanksgiving Partnership Program. To date, we have received $4,150 in pledges to provide 83 students and their families with a $50 Fairway gift card for Thanksgiving. At the start of the meeting, so therefore at the start of the meeting, we were about 17 pledges or $850 away from reaching our goal of 100 families. I know I've purchased a few this morning, so please join me in, if you can, in purchasing a few more so we can feed our goal of 100 families like Maria and her daughters that we heard the story about. It gives them the ability to purchase some food that reflects their culture and gives them a chance to blend that with the traditional American Thanksgiving. Just a reminder, this is one of the most impactful things we do as a club, and thank you again to Colleen Rogers Messenger for leading the way with that initiative. Okay, where in the world is Club 27? For our guests, the Rotary Club of Des Moines is the 27th club of over 36,000 across the world. And so we ask our members to send us photos of where they're traveling to. First up, this is me and my family on the banks of the Great Chicago River at my nephew's wedding a few weeks ago. So that was a fun time, probably too fun, not sure I remember that picture. But next we have Nakona Dayton out in South Dakota, and you might recognize a few of the landmarks in those photos. There's the I think the Sturgis Full Throttle Saloon, Mount Rushmore, and the Crazy Horse Memorial. I think those are the last two there. So thank you, Nakona, for sharing that. And then last, we have President-elect Josh Bravey and Kitty in Dallas at the Large Club Conference last week. Kitty tells me there were 52 large clubs like ours represented with over 110 attendees at the conference. And there is a rumor that out there in cyberspace somewhere, there exists a video of both Josh and Kitty line dancing during the line dancing competition. I will put up $100, whoever can give me that. And we will play it next week. Yeah, exactly. All right, it's time for Rotary Law and Disorder, your favorite segment. You would not believe the amount of ridiculous Halloween lawsuits that are out there. I've spent way too much time the past week Googling those. I almost went with the one where the guy dressed up as a lamb from head to toe and covered himself in cotton balls and then decided to smoke. But the injuries for that one were a little gruesome, so I passed on going with specifics. So I went with. So we have one from San Diego as our favorite this week. There is a haunted trail in Balboa Park in San Diego. Apparently, it's a famous local haunted house trail type of attraction. And they scare participants with gruesome and gory scenes, and then they trick the participants into thinking that they're done with the trail, and then there's a final surprise, as they call it, Carrie scene. So from the movie Carrie, where they think everything's done and then they scare them one last time with some maniacs chasing them with, I guess, realistic looking and sounding but fake chainsaws. So all of this is disclosed on their website where you buy tickets, and in fact there's even an audio message that when you start the trail that if you run, our creatures will chase you down like the chickens that you are. Right? So enter Scott Griffin. Scott is with his friends and apparently forgets that there is this one last Carrie scene. Mr. Griffin, when that occurs, runs away in fear from the fake but realistic sounding chainsaw and falls and injures his wrist. And of course he sues the operator of the haunted trail. Mr. Griffin testified he backed away from the chainsaw maniac, and the maniac kept coming, he said. He said he felt so scared, so he ran, and the chainsaw maniac ran after him. He felt unsafe. The operator of the haunted house countered, he was never in danger. He chose to run. You can't chase a human being that doesn't run. He had the option to just stand there and stop, and the actor would have moved on and chased someone else to scare them. I thought the court's reaction to this case was perfect. In dismissing the case, the court noted Mr. Griffin was an adult who paid money to experience extreme fright. He received exactly what he paid for. So remember, if you're attending haunted houses, don't run in fear. I don't think they can assault you with fake chainsaws. So now Will Brown, our own Will Brown, will introduce our speaker.
Okay, hello, fellow Rotarians. I am honored today to have the privilege of introducing a really good friend of mine, Mary Wells. I have known her before I read her bio. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about just how I know her and share a little insight on the personal side. So I've known Mary for 20 years now. I met her in banking back in my days at Wells Fargo. She was a client, became a friend. We kept in contact. The years go by. Then here we are 20 years later. She's Polk County Treasurer, and I'm just sitting there. I mean, for years and years, we always see that who you write your check to, and I'm like, this is my friend. I know this person. And so it's like a little celebrity moment, and I called her and I'm like, I can't believe it. And every time I still send her text messages and I'll send her a picture, look at your name. So I'm like giddy like a kid about it. But Mary is someone that I can say that I know from a personal experience, someone that not only cares about her job and what she does, but she cares about the community. She coerced me, twisted my arm, got me to join her board for Investing in My Future, a nonprofit that she started 15 years ago that helps students, a plethora of things from college visits to resume building and ACT prep and essay writing. All different types of things they do. They pour into these students from elementary through high school. And when I joined the board with her, I saw another Mary that I had never known. I knew her as a friend, I knew her as a colleague, someone that I'd worked with, a client, a banking client. But then I got to see this other side of Mary, where one day I needed to pick something up from her, and she's like, well, meet me, I'm really busy, and I'm running around, meet me at Storage Mart. And so I run over to Storage Mart, it's hot. It's like 99 degrees outside, hot. And then there she is loading stuff into her car for this STEM, but we also have STEAM with the arts in it, and there was a STEAM event hosted by Grandview, and there she was. I mean, we have lots of volunteers, and we have 12 members on the board, and we have a lot of people, but there she was in a storage unit, pulling stuff out and throwing in her car, and I just saw a different side of Mary, you know? Not that I didn't think she had it in her, but I was like, wow. I probably would have delegated that out, but I'm like, you're amazing. You're absolutely amazing. So I've had the honor of just serving with her, with the community the past 2 years, and that's been just a pleasure. So I will read her bio here for you guys, and we'll let her speak. Polk County Treasurer Mary Wells was born and raised in Des Moines, Iowa. She obtained her Bachelor of Science degree from Upper Iowa University, cum laude in Business Administration, majoring in Management. For more than 20 years, Treasurer Wells has held leadership positions in operations management, managing business operations for 3 Fortune 100 companies. Her career has provided extensive experience in leadership, administration, strategic operations, technology, process improvement, and communications. Treasurer Wells served in the Army National Guard. I think that's awesome, and I did not know that, Mary, until I read your bio. And is very dedicated to the Des Moines community. She is co-founder and president of nonprofit Investing in My Future, a member of the Des Moines alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated, board member of NAMI, Iowa, board member of the Directors Council, a member of the American Business Women's Association. Treasurer Wells has served as Polk County Treasurer since March of 2021. Appointment, wait times, customer service experience, driving online transactions, and educating the community have been priorities during her time serving. I introduce to you guys Mary Wells, Treasurer Mary Wells.
Well, I know that bio says that I've got 20 years of experience, but you know, we all lie on our resumes. It's more like 30, 40. I just don't want everybody to know my true age. So it's good to see everyone today. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Treasurer's Office. There's a lot of misconception. I greeted a few people in the audience. I did not assess the values of your home. I'm only collecting the money. So I just want to make sure that's clear. So we're going, and I'm holding this bar down a little bit too much, but we do. We just collect the money, and that money is we collect for your property taxes and for your vehicle registration. And if you haven't been down to visit me, we're down at 111 Court Avenue, and our operations hours are from 7:30 to 4:30. So that's our treasurer's office. So where does your money go? I get this question all the time because everyone tells me how many checks they write me every year and how much money they're sending, and I really do wish those checks were for me. But even though my name's on there, this is strictly for the county. So the different areas that the money goes toward is public safety, public works, hospitals, human services, as well as public schools. So on the public safety side, you know, that's the law enforcement piece, where that's managing the jail, the security, medical examiner, our county attorneys. On the public works piece, that's where it's the maintenance. You're talking about infrastructure, the roads and bridges, our sewer systems, water quality, engineering services, parks and recs, and also the DART bus system. Hospital and human services, we're talking about that. That's the Polk County Health Department. We also do a portion where it's mental health, disability, and substance abuse services. You know, just last year we did the Sobering Center, and also the Broadlands Medical Center is a good portion of the funds that goes there also. And then to our public schools. So a large portion of our property that we do collect goes to our schools, and that's allocated to our K through 12 public school districts. And some of the money also goes to DMAC, which is a great institution. They Next thing, our office at a glance. So I have two of our employees here with us today, Sharice and Sydney, they make up part of the group that we have at the Polk County Treasurer's Office. We have six different areas, and we represent 70 or 78 employees, including myself, that represent the Treasurer's Office. So the Iowa Tax and Tax, for you folks that don't come see me and you're wonderfully going online and paying all your registrations and fees, that's where that is. That's Iowa Tax and Tax. And so that's our online service that collects our money on the website. Then we have an area that we call investments. It's just one person, but it's still an area. And our investment administrator manages all the funds that we collect from the county, and we collect almost $2 billion. So our cash management area, that area takes in and does our daily reconciliation and balances. So all the money for the county flows through here. Under property tax, that's the area that's responsible for collecting all the taxes and fees that are related to ownership, such as real estate and commercial property and even agriculture. So on the vehicle side, those are for the vehicles that you're driving or the trailers. So it handles all the paperwork and fees of you owning a county or owning a vehicle in our county. And that's a trailer as well. So the administration side, that's the busy side, and that's where our deputies represent, and we handle all the tasks. So we work with the budget. We don't make the budget for the whole county. We do just the budget that represents the treasurer's office. I know a lot of people think we do the whole county budget, but we do not. So we do have to understand that. Our other area that we have to take into account is legislation, which I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about that a little bit later. And we collaborate with the other departments. Educating the community is a big thing that I wanna do. And as well as we do our human resource management and payroll. So I'll talk about these individually. On the vehicle side, we issue titles, registrations, junking certificates, and personalized plates. How many of you guys have a personalized plate in here? How about the blackout plates? Those are extremely popular and were a huge moneymaker for the DOT. Who would have thought? You know, we get complaints about the regular plate, the Iowa plate. You know, they were mad about that. No one likes that design. And it was picked at the state fair a few years back, and that's what it is. So, but the blackout plates are pretty cool, but it is a big moneymaker for the state. We also notate and release security interests, and we do vehicle registrations and renewals, and we are an agent of the DOT, the Iowa Department of Transportation, where we talk about renewals and title review. One of the things that people don't understand too is sometimes when you come to our office, you might have to wait if you're doing a title transfer, and we have things that we have to make an appointment. And some people don't like to wait for that time for making an appointment. But I want to remind people, if you don't wait and you like go to Jasper County or Warren County, your money went there too. So we just ask people to have patience, stay with us, we will get you in and work you in. But we are the largest county in the state, so there's quite a few people that have to come through our office and we have to work with. Next is the property tax side. So collecting taxes for our real estate property, mobile homes, utilities, bushels of grain. You know, we also do buildings on leased land, cities, and county special assessments. So there are different assessments. If you have your neighbor that doesn't mow their yard and they have to go out there and mow their yard for them, those are assessments that we will collect for them. People that don't pay their utility bills, there's assessments that are placed on those, and we have to collect those as well. We also conduct an annual tax sale for the collection of delinquent taxes. I know a lot of people think that means that your house is gone. It doesn't. It just means the taxes that were owed were what we sold. So we sell those at tax sale, and the person that pays those gets a 2% interest rate for every month you don't pay your taxes on time. So that's where some people can make a little bit of money, but you do not own their home, and that's a misconception that's out there. We also administer the Iowa property tax credit for our senior and disabled citizens. We'll talk a little bit more about that. That's something we really want to increase, and that's some legislation that's out there. So just a few statistics from fiscal year 25. We served over 111,000 individuals in person for our property tax on the vehicle side. We answered over 140,000 calls. So that's a lot. So this is just to give you an idea of how many people are coming into our office in any given day. We're servicing probably 1,000 people a day. So our average appointment time or transaction time when someone comes in is somewhere around 11 minutes. So it's, you know, we have a lot of staff that's there to help these folks to get in and out of our building. So we do have high volume days. We try to explain to people, people think that, oh, if I just get in here real early, I can get in here and be seen as a walk-in. We encourage people to make appointments, because you make an appointment, then that takes care of your time and you don't have to wait. If you are walk-in, you could be waiting hours because we see people that have appointments first. So again, we encourage you to make an appointment at all times for every type of service that you're coming to see us, and avoid those high traffic times. So high traffic times are the beginning and end of the month. Imagine that. End of the month, because everybody's gonna wait to that very last minute to make that payment. And the beginning of the month is, some people are just trying to get it out of the way. Fridays are pretty busy as well as Mondays. So sometimes you just don't know exactly what's gonna be busy, because how many more people are having that same thought you're having about, oh, this is probably the best time to get in there. So it's you know, it's a draw. So some other statistics regarding our online website, or how much money we collect there. So with over 305,000 renewals and transactions that take place online, that is over $59 million that we collect from those. On the property side, it's $935 million, it's almost $1 billion that we're collecting right there on that website. So our Iowa Tax and Tabs, it's, you know, they make it simple and convenient for you to pay your property taxes and vehicle registrations online. And it allows folks to, you know, you don't have to wait in line. You can just go there. It's open 24/7, and you can use your credit card, you can use your bank account information. It's cheaper if you do it that way. But it's just a nice, secure way for people to go ahead and pay their taxes without coming down there, because when you think about coming down to the office to see us, you've got to drive down there, you've got to pay for parking, and your time's important too. So that's why I encourage people to go online and to use the website if at all possible. So Iowa Tax and Tabs, they're a crucial asset for the Treasurer's Office. And it's a very convenient service that we provide back to citizens. So, recent legislation. I know we all love to hear about what's going on up there at the State House, and some things are good and some things are not. So, even though things change, sometimes it takes a while for people to accept it or believe it. So, one of the things that changed in 2022 was the requirement of a bill of sale when you have a vehicle that you've sold. So if you're doing a title transfer, we expect to see a bill of sale, because by code, that is the law. But we still have people that say, you should have told me, we didn't know this, and this is 2025 now, but we still have people that don't understand it. But that was the legislation that does require us to do this. And that bill of sale can be written on a napkin. You know, as long as you just have anything, you don't, you know, it's just a requirement you have to turn it into us. It's not a specific form or document. There's a few items that we have to have: the seller, the buyer, the amount of money, odometer, how much you sold it for, a date, just a few things, and you can write it on anything to get that. All county titling, that went into effect on January 1 of this year. Does anybody understand what that means? So all county titling is for, again, a title transfer. So if you have a vehicle, you're transferring out of your name to your son's name or another family, or you're selling your vehicle, and you need to make that transfer, you can go ahead and do that, and you can go do that in any county you want to. But you remember what I said earlier? When you do that, the money went there too. So this, you know, everybody thought this was great. I hated it. So I'm trying to keep all the money for Polk County. So I want all y'all, tell all y'all's friends that don't y'all go no place else. If you live in Polk County, you pay your taxes in Polk County. So you can go see Mary. So that's one of the things that changed. Some of the proposed things that are going to change that I hope passes is the tax credit for the elderly and disabled. Right now it's currently at $1,000. And our seniors and disabled need a little bit of assistance. And so we're trying to increase that to $2,000 because it's been $1,000 forever. And you know, you do have to get some help someplace, and a lot of times when folks are on fixed incomes and there's not any additional to come and these taxes continue to rise, we want to try to give them some help. So the other thing that's being currently suggested, it hasn't made it to legislation, but we believe that they'll be writing some type of bill for this starting in January. The DOGE suggestion that they're saying is they want to combine the treasurer's office with the recorder's office statewide. I don't know how that resonates with you, but it alarms me. So that's something that they're thinking about doing, and they think that will save money. How? I can't see it. We are already stretched to the max. I don't have enough staff as it is, and if you tell me I have to take on another department, that's going to be very difficult. But I will do what I need to do based on what the law tells us what we need to do, but that's just one of the suggestions. I think the recorder's offices are across the state are very nervous as well because they don't know what this is going to look like, but that is one of the suggestions. Another suggestion, which I'm very curious to hear what the feedback you guys have is considering to remove the county name off the license plates. They said there's some savings there. I mean, I got some Polk County pride, just like, you know, East Side, West Side, Lincoln, Tech, whatever high school, you know, you want to rep your place, right? And so I just think, I don't know how that's going to be helpful to take that county. Well, I know how, let me just be honest with you. How it's going to be helpful is then they don't have to do specific plates for counties. They can just mass produce plates without having to put that county name on it. But citizens really like that county name on there, so I think they're going to get a lot of pushback from that one. That's what I believe, but I don't know. What do y'all think? Do y'all think good, bad, what? We're safe here. I'm not going to tell you that.
Keep it.
Keep it. Yeah, that's what I run. I want to stay Polk County, so I don't know. But that's some of the things that they're considering as they go through those. That was one of the things that was submitted out of that whole big packet of recommendations that they had there. So just thought I'd share that with you. So let's tell you some of the things. Oh, I went too fast. Back up, Mary. Back up. Okay. So some of the things we've done since I've been there is we had to do some improvements. When I got to that office, it was paper every which way. So I could not believe I was seeing this. You guys remember that paper that's white, yellow, pink? They was doing everything in that. Everything. Nothing was electronic. So that's one of the things we had to say. We had to just bring everything up and get rid of all the paper and start doing some things. I brought in Kaizen. Anybody familiar with Kaizen? Process improvement. So we started working Kaizen. We taught staff Kaizen, and we have Kaizen meetings, and through that, we do continuous improvement. We always want to try to do, we gotta stretch that dollar as best we can and for where we're at. So we've implemented standard workstations that have helped set up. We were having problems with translation, and so we are looking first off to have the largest minority in the state that comes in our office were folks that spoke Spanish, so we're looking at that. We were able to find what we call userway. So if you go to our website now, we have userway, and with userway, it translates to any language. So that was a great benefit so that people can read our website in their language. So that was one of the things that was great. Our ITAT website. So a lot of times everybody loses that sheet. I mail it to y'all every year, and we have people that lose that sheet or don't keep their registration. Because the sheet we mail you, we give you a pin, and then there's also a code on the registration. You can use either one of those. But now you can also use your driver's license, so we made that very easy for folks that they can go online and pay. We also implemented quality standards in a program to make sure that we are doing what we're supposed to do, paying the right amount of money, making the proper adjustments when necessary. We do have a new drop box as well. If you guys come to the treasurer's office, there is a box outside. Where's the new box? Because some people can't do it. They have hit that box a number of times. So we have a taller box and a new box, and it's bigger, so it's a little bit more secure. Before, my staff used to have to stand in the parking lot to open that box, so we've got it so that they don't have to, so they don't have to dodge cars when they're going out there to collect from that box. And the other thing is we added bilingual staff, so we have staff now in our office, and the languages that we have are English, Spanish, Vietnamese, Bosnian, and American Sign Language. So we are trying, and we're always looking for staff that can do different things to help with the different demographics of our community. So feedback and kudos. One of the things we also implemented was a survey system. Before it was just a card that you filled out, and so now we have electronic. So after you come and visit us, you're able to fill out a survey, whether it's on the phone or in person, and you'll be able to provide us feedback. We also added more appointments for folks to come in, and these are title appointments, so there's 42 a day that we have added in there. And we always want feedback from you, so if you ever call us, stop by, please consider leaving us some feedback, because you know, if you ain't happy, you definitely gonna say something. So even if you get good service, we wanna hear from you as well. So year to date, our satisfaction scores are 86%. I'm not happy with that. I think those are good numbers, but I know we can continually to do better. So I want that over 90. So that's a goal that I'm working to do. We do have weekly production meetings along with the leadership, and we're also listening to staff so we can constantly continue to do our improvements. I do have to say our in-person rate for satisfaction is 90% right now. So it's the phones that I got to work on, and so we're going to continue to do that. So I know it's not all hard work all the time. We do have some fun in our treasurer's office, just a little bit. So we have a committee, and I am so proud of this committee. It's called HOPE, Heart of a Polk County Employee. It was established well before I got there, and it's with this group each month they choose a local nonprofit to give back to. So every month my staff is donating something to an organization or a nonprofit, and they donate items. So these are a couple of pictures from there that we have. And some of the past nonprofits include like the Women's Shelter, Underprivileged Youth Sports, Mental Health Initiatives, and just other things, food banks. And so we do a lot of things that we want to enjoy. And I brought fun to I'm not a real fun person, but we brought fun. We got a committee and we call it fun, because you can't just be at work for 8 hours and not enjoy the people around you or try to enjoy. You know, there's some people who don't like it. Let's agree with that. But I want to try to like everybody and just get along with them. And so at the Fun Committee, we foster a positive and vibrant working place. So we celebrate our employees. I don't know if anybody does Customer Service Week. That's that first week in October. And so we have fun with it. And I get on in it too. So we had Hat Day this time, and we have Dress Alike. And so my team, we have our team dress up that we do. And so my team was Men in Black this year, so we were pretty cool. We thought we were real official. But you see, we have our cash management team down there. That is The Price is Right. So that was that group there. And what is that one? With the emoji people. What was that? Inside Out. So they had all the emojis in there too. So we just have fun with the different types of activities to just try to have fun while we're at work. You know, that includes potlucks. We do team morale boosters and team exercises. So we try to keep morale as we listen to staff, and we continue to do outreach in the community. That's important to me as we come and tell you what we do at the Treasurer's Office, how you can transact with us. We also want to be able to help out. So these are some of the events that we've done. We go to the Polk County Veteran Affairs Mobile Food Pantry at least a couple of times a year. We also present the community at various festivals throughout the year. So we've been to like Juneteenth, Grimes Festival, National Night Out, Latino Heritage. So wherever we're invited, we try to go and be a part of those and make sure that we're answering questions in the community and letting them know what we do. We regularly visit the senior centers over lunch, and y'all know Pie Day is a thing? Them seniors don't play with that Pie Day. So we go there, that's when the day is where most folks are there, so we try to go on those days where they have activities, and we really want to make sure they understand that elderly and disabled tax credit. And we tell them, you may not qualify, but maybe you know somebody that does, so we wanna get the word out there as well. So we enjoy being out in the community, volunteering wherever we can. So that is the end of my presentation. So do you have any questions I can answer for you? Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming to speak to us. And I have a compliment. I forgot to apply for a registration for one of my cars, and recently realized it. And went online a week ago Tuesday, thinking I'd be parking the car for weeks. And the stickers arrived 4 days later on a Saturday. Very well done.
Thank you. So that was a compliment. He said my staff did a good job of getting his registration and sticker to him, so we appreciate it. Thank you. Any other, yes, sir, in the back.
Yeah, just a question from one of your slides. What is the tax on bushels of grain?
Now, you're gonna have me come out here and try to put that equation together. The agriculture thing is more for the smaller communities. When I'm in this big city, I don't see that very often. So the smaller communities or smaller counties, that's where they're doing a lot of agri, and there is taxes there. But if you give me your name and your email, I will write down and we get that specific one. I really don't run across, I have not run across that yet, but it is part of my job. Yes, sir.
So the elderly tax credit, do you have to apply for that, or does that trigger off your DOB on your driver's license? And I'd like to make clear I'm asking for a friend.
Okay. So the elderly and disabled tax credit is for age 65 and over, and that is an application that you fill out every year, and it is income-based. And so the income used to be, I believe it's somewhere around 26,000 or less, and based on that income, you can get up to 100%, so there's a percentage that breaks it down throughout there. And then if you're over 65 and you're at least age 70, you can apply, and based on the income for that, you can have multiple people in a home, so the income is based on how many people are in the home, so you're able to have a larger income on that part, but then it just freezes your taxes, so your taxes will never rise. So, but you still have to apply every single year to keep that in place. Thanks, Dave. Yes, sir. Tim.
So, you brought up the smaller counties. Whenever I go on Iowa Tax and Tags, I'm thankful that I live in Polk County. I can do it online, don't have to come see you and waste my time doing so. Why don't all the counties, do it online? Why isn't there a statewide, I notice when you're on there, there's only about 8 or 9 or so that do it online. Can you answer that?
Yes, so Tim's asking why aren't all the other counties online besides Iowa Tax and Tags? So there are 2 systems for the state, and ITAD is one, and I'm going to blank on the other one. It is ICE-T is what they call it, Iowa State Treasurer. It's called ICE-T, let's go with that. It's not mine. So the other 91 counties are on that one. So you have to, so when you go, if you go even onto Iowa Tax and Tags, and you can check your county. So if you click on the county that's not a part of ITAD, it just takes you over to the ICE-T system.
Oh, okay.
So they are there. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
So the appointments, I'm 55 years old, and that appointment thing is just the most amazing thing I've ever seen, ever. I think everyone in this room sat forever and ever and ever, and there were never appointments. Was that because, I'm trying to remember how that came into play, I can't remember. Was it because of COVID? Is that when the appointments came in and then it was just so popular you kept it? Is that what that, because I love that appointment thing.
Okay, Will loves appointments. So the question was, how did the appointment system come into fruition? So it did start through COVID, and COVID, it was only for title transfers that could come in, and we we lifted that and it just went crazy. We could not see all the people that we could, so we set up appointments for every service that's out there, and people appreciated that whole process of I can just make an appointment for anything, I can get in and out of there. Now, we have a lot of walk-ins that are mad at me every single day because they're sitting in that waiting room and they see people come in and go out, come in and go out. And they're like, how come they get to come in and go out? We tell them they made an appointment. They're like, well, I don't want to make an appointment. I should be able to come in here and go out like I read. I said, then you can. You're just going to wait a little bit more time. So we try to get them, and we try to get them to schedule appointments, but the appointment seems to be what the citizens want and what we're going to keep. And we just encourage everyone to don't waste your time. If you know that you can do business on this specific day at this specific time, go ahead and set that appointment up. I think people appreciate that, and we want to respect people's time. Yes, sir.
You talked about using IT as part of your coming into office and those types of things to make things more efficient. What are the next round of things that are going to be potentially going online, or that you'd like to see go online that your office deals with?
So right now we are working with the Department of Transportation. They have a project called MVD 360. So MVD 360 is going to integrate the county offices more with the Iowa Department of Transportation. So how we do tiling today, where everything is quite paper, we're trying to get a lot of that to be electronic. So that's going to be the biggest deal in the queuing system, or how you make your appointments. That's going to be where it can be statewide. Well, again, they're promoting that because they want citizens to be able to go wherever they want. I'm going to say my citizens stay in Polk County. So you can go wherever you want, but just remember your money goes there too. They don't say that to people. So people think I'm getting a good deal because I got in today and I went over here to this county. Well, you just took some money from our county. So we're just going to encourage that. But that's one of the things that we're looking at to do that. The other thing that we just did, it's not electronic, is all my staff had to share desks. No one had their own desk, so we just finally got everyone to have their own desk in their office. And we're going to electronic area. We had docking. We only had computers, and our staff have to be all over the place. So they're on the phones, they're in the back office, and they're in those windows. And so we have laptops now that help them to be more efficient, where they don't have to keep signing in and out of all these different locations. So that's another place where we're doing more efficiency. So we're trying to work more to make the paper go away, try to take more things online and make it more convenient for those. And we still have the paper for those people that are just not the online people. So we want to make sure we can keep everybody happy.
I think we're good.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Treasurer Wells. We appreciate you spending some time with the Rotary Club of Des Moines today and your informative presentation. I'm sure everyone is going to go home and check to make sure they need to renew their car tags or anything else. So yeah, thank you again for that. Upcoming meetings, November 6th, Mark Nook, President, University of Northern Iowa. So he will be here to tell us all about what is going on in Panther Country. The week after that, November 13th, we will not be able to meet here at the Embassy Club. Instead, we'll have, as we have done in the past, we'll have some fellowship meetings at individual members' businesses. So we do have 3 sites ready to go, and I think the signups will be going out soon, right, Kitty? Via the your email. We will have RDG and the new Rotary office will be hosted by Susan Judkins. The second site will be at Ide Bailey, hosted by Christy Edwards, and then Kyle McCormick is going to host the 3rd site at Bank, Iowa. So again, when those come out, look at the locations and see which one you can make it to, because those are always a good opportunity to get to know people in a smaller group setting. And then finally, on November 20th, the last one before Thanksgiving, we have a panel that day that I know Graham Gillette worked hard to get, a panel of 3 on water quality in Polk County. It'll be Dr. Elliot Anderson, Dr. Claire Ruby and Dr. Larry Weber. And so that should be a fascinating discussion about water quality and something that affects all of us here in Polk County. More upcoming events, as Skeet mentioned in his opening, we had a great morning fuel this past Tuesday with Michael Woolnerman giving a fantastic presentation. I think there was about 20 of us, or almost 20 of us there. November 18th is the next fuel. Susan Judkins will be speaking and telling us her story, and she will probably have an equally great presentation to share. So mark that on your calendars. The fellowship is free, and the coffee is on you at Freedom Blend Coffee from 9 to 10 a.m. on November 18th. And then finally, I think you have a slide, right? Yep. Don't forget, don't show up at, I guess it would be, if you fall back, then it would be, don't show up early next week. Not early next week, I don't know. I have to think about that harder. But reminder to set your clocks back this weekend, and thank you, all of you, for being here today and being a vital part of our club. Thank you to our guests that were here. Happy Halloween tomorrow. Please be safe, and as I say every week, stay true to the good. We are adjourned.